Hey you guys, please do not skip this disclaimer. Please do not skip this. I don't want to have to explain things that are already explained in this disclaimer, and some of the most common misunderstandings are even explained in the videos themselves. Just because people just didn't finish, watching, or didn't until I finished my sentence or anything, and jumped to conclusions. So just watch the disclaimer. It's only a few minutes long. It should help stop any misunderstandings and unnecessary arguments over said misunderstandings. So just bear with me on this. It'll probably be like 5-6 minutes. I'm not sure yet, but I just want to put this in because, again, people get confused or misunderstand things that I say and end up starting arguments with me over things that turns out to be completely false. And also, I just want to say real quick, sorry about the disclaimer being a shitty image I made in like 5 minutes over some recorded audio. The production of this video got delayed until late on the 23rd, so I was on a massive time crunch since I needed to get this video made as soon as possible because I'm predicting something like a 3 to 4 hour upload time, and I don't want to have to finish making this video the same day I need to upload it, since it will literally consume my entire day if I do that. It's going to probably take me like 2.5 hours to edit everything together. So yeah, but anyways, getting into the disclaimer, one of the most common misunderstandings I get is people thinking that I'm offended or upset at the fact that people are breaking the rules and getting away with it. Oh no, which is not true. I said multiple times in these videos that I am not offended, okay? The reason I'm bringing up examples of people breaking rules and getting away with it is to show that their moderation is hypocritical. The whole point of these videos is to show that the moderation team is completely ass backwards, giving false punishments to innocent people, but, suddenly going to get the milk when guilty people start running around all the time, How am I supposed to prove my point without giving an example for both someone innocent getting banned and a guilty person getting away with it? I sort of have to, I have to back up my claims. If I just make a random claim without evidence, that's just, that's not something you should do. It's simply a way of me, supporting my claims / my side of the argument. If I were to say I was offended by anything, I would be offended by the way Xbox has been acting all this time. I'm gonna try not to really say too much, since most of these things are talked about and explained in the video, but, when they started false banning me and my friends, they did not try to help us at all, and everything else that I talk about, the way they acted during this whole shit show was just unacceptable. This entire, by the way, this is in the script. I just realized this a couple minutes ago, but, it hasn't been 5 months. It's been, 6 months, coming up on 7 in a couple of weeks now. I misdid my, math. I thought, like, I have no idea what I was thinking. I just misdid my math. Quick maths, am I right? But it's actually been 7 months of dealing with Xbox's bullshit. Basically, this entire 7 months of dealing with it has made me realize that this company hates its fans more than most people know. Even the people that are constantly telling them that they need to start treating the fans better and they're getting tired of it, I don't even think they know just how much this company hates their fans. And I'm just also, I realize that disproving the claim that I'm offended is also simultaneously disproving the other claims as well that I was going to bring up, which were things like, oh, if you're offended, just turn on safety settings and other stuff similar to that, which, again, doesn't really work now because, like, I just explained I'm not offended by this. It's just an example to help prove my point. Also, I want to say that I don't actually agree with the first video I made. I understand that he said the N-word, you know, he probably shouldn't have said that, and, you know, in the video, my excuse was, oh, he's black, so he has the pass, but I think back then when I made that video, I think at that point in time, I really only made that video since I was just sort of looking for little bits and details back then to find reasons to bitch about Xbox, since I was still pretty damn mad about the false ban happening right after my birthday. Which, let me just say, that was a complete shit show on its own. I was actually gonna make a video going more in depth on that, but of course, Xbox completely stole all my attention. That was just the final straw. I was done with that bullshit, but you know, then of course, I didn't really need to look very damn hard to find reasons to bitch about the company, as you'll see soon enough. And although I don't agree with that one anymore, I still want to include it. I feel like it's... I don't know how to explain it, I just feel like I should still include it, since, like, I guess to say, like, it's a piece of history or some shit, even though no one gives a fuck about that, really. But anyways, yeah, I still want to include it. Also, at the beginning of each video, I will add subtitles to them that state the original upload date and the original title, as well as what point in the video you need to skip to skip that actual video. And finally, if you still end up being confused about something I said in the videos, then please ask me in the comments before jumping to final conclusions and just starting a massive argument over something that ends up being just made over something stupid and false. I would just like to settle things calmly without having to argue, please. I get enough arguing from Xbox. Anyways, hey, this is the end of the disclaimer, so... Anyway, without further ado, let's just get right into the news! Alright, you guys, so, I know I already, like, I just, like, made a couple of gameplay commentaries, like, as one of the last couple of videos that I made, but, you know, I need to talk about this, because, like, this is a huge issue that I've noticed going on, and, you know, today I'm gonna just be talking about Xbox's this horrible moderation. Like, I was thinking maybe I might turn this video into one with swearing again, but then I decided, nah, not this video. I'll keep this one clean. Although I did notice more people actually watched the hospital video with swearing in it than the one without it. So, let me know in the comments which should I do in my commentaries from now on. Like, should I, start swearing in them, or should I just keep them clean? Tell me in the comments below, but... Anyways, there were a couple of factors that made me make this video. The first of which being, I actually got false banned, which is actually the reason I talked about that when I was explaining the reason I got so angry and had to go to the hospital in the clean hospital video. There's some more information in that one than what was in the one with swearing, so if you didn't see that one, make sure you go check that out after this. But the other factor is my friend got false banned too, this time for 2 entire weeks, which is really stupid because he really didn't do anything wrong. But before I start talking about that, I just want to say that I have more information on my false ban from a few weeks ago. So, if you watched the clean version of the hospital video, again, you may remember me saying that I got banned by a bot. Guess what? Turns out, according to my not-so-friend anymore, who is actually an Xbox insider and knows like 50 ambassadors, it was an actual idiot human being that banned me. Also, he said that the only way I could have gotten banned for a message is if someone else reported me. So not only is someone in the group chat stupid that I sent that message to, but the moderator or ambassador who reviewed the case is too, because they don't even seem to care about context. You know what Microsoft needs to do when they go to ban someone? If it's in like a group chat or even just direct messaging, they should have to look through the entire group chat so that they have context. And in fact, they should make a new rule for moderators where if they don't do that, they aren't allowed to mark a ban with no appeal unless they did that. So, then just a couple of days ago, you know, he said the N-word in chat, which, yeah, he probably shouldn't have said that, but that's nothing really to ban him for, because first of all, he's black, and two, he wasn't even saying it in, like, a hurtful way. He was just saying it in, like, the way that black people talk to other black people, like, yeah, N-word, haha, like, just in, like, a friendly way. And some complete idiot who can't take a joke reported his message, and Xbox decided to ban him. And at the end of the day, if somebody jokingly saying the N-word makes you so angry and upset that you have to go out of your way to report them, then you just need to stop using the internet, because there are a lot of people who say that word in an actual hurtful way. And not just that, sometimes people on the internet, you know, you go on the internet and you post your opinion, people will literally send you stuff like death threats just for having a different opinion than them. And I'm just so tired of Microsoft's horrible moderation. Like, at the end of the day, if you go onto one of their community posts in, like, their Xbox News Club or whatever it's called, you will occasionally see people talking about the stupid ways that Xbox decided to remove their ambassador status. And what makes this worse is the fact that they choose to keep the people who will ban you for basically breathing the wrong way. Like, what happens is, they are literally keeping the people who falsely ban, but then when people actually do a good job as, like, an ambassador, actually banning the people who should be banned, they get removed from being an ambassador. And, you know, this is literally doing the complete opposite of what they should be doing. And also, let me just rant about how they don't ban the people who actually should be. So about 2 years ago, I was in a party and with this, like, kid who sounded like he was, like, 7 or 8, right? And he had a habit of spam inviting you to parties. Well, this one guy joined from one of his invites and then literally started cursing and screaming and just basically insulting this little kid instead of, you know, I don't know, using the block button. And, like, I'm gonna keep it $1.50 here. The only people on Xbox who really acknowledge the block button exists are people who will threaten to block you if you, or the friends of yours, quote-unquote friends, who will threaten to block you if you don't join them in their game, or give them, like, admin or something in your Minecraft server, or something stupid like that. And so I ended up reporting this guy, right? And he literally seemed to receive no punishment. Like, I'm gonna be honest here, for the next few days, I was stalking his profile, and he was very clearly in a party with his friends, playing in an online game with them like he did nothing wrong. Like, Xbox did not punish him whatsoever. And so I was just like to give a huge round of applause for Microsoft's horrible moderation team. Also, I just realized that that clapping probably sounded a little weird. I know what one of my friends is probably gonna say if they see that. Don't. But one last thing I want to say is, don't even try to, like, contact their support on Twitter if you get banned. Like, all they'll do is just say something idiotic like, oh, we don't have communications with anyone who deals with bans. And at that point, what is the point of your support page being there? Like, that's one of the main reasons you would contact a Twitter support for, like, a video game, or, like, something video game related, is if you got, like, banned or something, and you think it's false. Like, come on, dude. But anyways, that's all I've got for today. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to let me know if I should start swearing in my commentaries, and turn on the notification bell to be notified of when I upload. Bye, guys. Alright, you guys, so, I just want to say, this is gonna be another video with swearing in it, as you could probably tell by the 18 plus at the start of the title, and so, I just wanted to throw that out there before the video begins. Yeah, the actual part of the video is about to begin, so, yeah. If I'm being honest, I feel like this is eventually gonna end up being, like, an entire series of Microsoft's fuck-ups, because, like, they seem to keep making them, and, like, not only did I get banned a few days ago, but my friend did too for about a week ago, and they were both for bullcrap reasons, and, like, that last video I made, like, a few days ago, you might be seeing this in, like, a few days after I make it, because, like, I don't want to just upload gameplay commentaries. I feel like some of you guys are here for the commentaries, some of you guys are here for the gameplay, but basically, that first, video I made a few days ago, that was uploaded the same day as the GTA 5, fail video, that was actually about the first ban, and I had made that before I got banned a second time, and so this time I'm ranting about the second one, but I just want to rant about, you know, why are their bans just so fucking stupid? Like, they literally don't tell you jack shit about why you were banned, and, like, all it says is something like, oh, one of our moderators found you breaking our terms of service, or some bullshit like that, and then they tell you the ban consequences and the duration. And it's like, how the fuck do you expect me to change what I'm doing wrong if you don't tell me what I'm doing wrong? And so because of this, I don't know why it happened. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, but apparently some idiot at Microsoft thinks I am. A few days ago, I got false banned again, and in my opinion, what they should do is tell you what you did wrong. Like, for example, it'll say, oh, ban reason, message, and then underneath it, it'll put the message, or if they found, like, multiple messages, like, maybe you need them all in a row to have context again, it would put the messages, all of them, that you said to get you banned. Or if it was something like you said in a party, it would say ban reason, something like party communications or something like that, I don't know. And then they would have to have a voice clip of what you said wrong. So that you could hear what you said wrong, and then you could change it. Like it's so simple, but they don't do that. Because to them, they don't need to, because they're Xbox, they're one of the top gaming competitors. Why should they have to do this if no one's really complaining about it? Which I don't see that many people complaining about it right now. But it's just so annoying and stupid. And then let me just talk about this real quick. If you go to, like, Microsoft, their Xbox News Club on Xbox, you will find, like, so many people complaining to Xbox about, like, the stupid things that they do, and then they never get a response from Xbox, despite the fact that these comments alone are usually the comments that get the most likes from people. Like, you can go to a post from, like, a couple days ago, scroll down to find, like, a post that some dude tearing Microsoft a new asshole, and it'll have, like, 20, 25, maybe 30 likes I saw once, and they just seem to not care, because they don't have to. No one's really doing anything, no one's really complaining. And so people do think that they need to fix their moderation. It's just that no one's complaining, and a lot of people do think that they should, you know, treat the fans better, like the hardcore fans that have been playing for years. they think things like that, but they don't care. And it's just so stupid, man. And now I just want to talk about my friend's ban, which is the most amount of bullshit I have ever seen. And so he was playing some game and apparently roasting this one guy in the game. Basically, he kept killing him over and over because, like, I don't really know why he just killed him. And I think he was probably playing something like Grand Theft Auto because, like, he's always playing that. And so all of a sudden, that same guy plus his two friends, you're hearing this right, start literally sending him death threats because this guy sucks so much in Grand Theft Auto 5 that he's getting destroyed by a 14-year-old, and then he decides, oh, I'm gonna get my two friends to start sending him death threats, and it's like, what are you doing? And basically, in the words of my friend himself, they kinda got a little angry, so I kinda got a little angry. And basically, me and him both knew that if he reported them, nothing would basically get done. They would, if anything, they would probably just get banned for, like, what? 1 or 2 weeks at most, if he got lucky. And that's nothing for what they should be getting, considering they were all grown-ass adults and he was a 14-year-old. So he decided to stick up for himself and he DDoSed them. Then that gang of assholes decided to report him for it, and instead of them getting banned like they should have, which I'm pretty sure he also reported them as well as DDoSing them, he got banned. Which, I don't care what your views of DDoSing is, I think they deserved it, because, like, at the end of the day, if you get so angry that some random person in the world is beating you in a video game, that not only you, but you get your friends to start sending death threats to a 14-year-old, in my opinion, you deserve to have your internet access removed permanently. And so he got false banned too, and again, I'm pretty sure the 3 dudes sending him death threats didn't have jack shit done to them. And at this point, I'm starting to consider if I even want to, like, do Xbox anymore. Like, I'm thinking, should I switch to, like, PlayStation or something? Like, at the end of the day, what's the point of having a console if you're just gonna keep getting false banned? Because, like, literally, some dude, I had a conversation with this guy, right? And he said that I might be getting, like, there's these people that form, like, groups, and they just start false reporting a bunch of random people that they find on Xbox. Because it literally happened almost an exact month, too. Like, almost an exact month ago was the first bullshit ban. And it's like their moderation didn't used to actually be like this. Like, all of a sudden, back then it was never, I'm not going to say it was good, it was never really good, but at least it was decent, because you didn't have to get worried about getting false banned with no way to appeal. But basically, over the last couple of months, just everything has just been going to shit over at the moderation side. And I don't know what the fuck is happening over there, but they need to get their shit put together ASAP, because this is getting ridiculous. Oh yeah, and let me just say this, in case you haven't seen some of my other videos where I talk about this, don't even try contacting Microsoft's Twitter support. All they will do is just say that, oh, we have no way to communicate with anyone who deals with bans. Please click this random link, and then look and see that you're literally marked with no appeal, and you have to wait out the bullshit ban. And, oh, we're sorry, we're a literal video game support, we can't help with bans, sorry. And it's like, at the end of the day, nice fucking moderation, micrococks. And basically, anyway, that's all I've got for today. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified of when I upload. Bye, guys. Alright, you guys, so I just wanted to make another video, and this was originally just supposed to be like a short video that was supposed to be like adding on, like, one or two extra things, but then, like, I found even more stuff that's wrong with Microsoft's moderation, and so this is probably just going to be like a full-on part 2 to the video that I'm gonna put out. I should have put it out earlier today, the day if you're watching it on the day it's been uploaded, but yeah, I just want to say some more stuff about Microsoft's moderation, and just like part 1, this is gonna have swearing in it, and yeah, let's just get into it. So I was in a group chat, right, and I was talking to a few people, and all of a sudden this one guy starts getting angry at us and tells us to shut up because presumably he kept getting notifications, and then he literally flat out says, in all caps, "I'm going to kill you." And so I decided to report the message because it was very clear that he wasn't joking, he was making a threat. And, you know, usually when you report a message, if there is something serious like that, they get insta-banned by a bot. Like, if you literally just say, "fuck you," and then somebody reports it, that's enough to get insta-banned by a bot. And so it's been 2 entire days since I reported him, and he still has not gotten banned. The message is still there, so that's proof. That's a little bit of proof that he's not been banned. I also never got a message from Xbox saying that they took action against someone because I reported them. And that alone would have been bullshit, but if you actually watched the video that I put out earlier today, then you would know that with those examples of stupid false bans, this is just absolute bullshit. And, you know, their moderation is failing, and it's failing hard. And I don't know whether or not if you get banned a certain amount of times, then they make it so that they don't really prioritize your reports anymore. But that doesn't really matter because you literally made a death threat. Like, if that is a thing that they do, then they need to stop fucking doing that because that's stupid. And also, something else that is bullshit is the amount of stuff that they do allow, despite the fact that it actually breaks the rules. Like, for example, you know, that guy, that first example that I just gave about the guy who said, "I'm going to kill you" in the group chat, still not being banned after 2 days. And also, I was looking on the, let's see, what's it called again? I have my Xbox on right now. It's called the Friends and Community Updates. And I decided, you know, I'm gonna look at and see what's trending. And I see some fucking e-girl talking about, "Oh, add me on Minecraft, let's play, oh, I'm an e-girl." And so, I didn't pay too much about it, but I did glance at her profile picture, and I was like, hold the fuck up. Hold up. Is that what I think it is? And so I click on her profile, and it's literally, her fucking profile picture is literally just her bending the fuck over in front of a camera in what looks to be like half normal clothing, half fucking lingerie. Presumably the only thing keeping a bot that's supposed to be moderating this crap from realizing that they should send the profile pic in for manual review is the fact that she's covering her fucking holes with her hand. Like, how is this allowed? But some of the things that, that me and my friends have been banned for isn't allowed. Like, that's fucking stupid. Also, a few months ago, around the start of the year, I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd month, I uploaded a profile picture of a man whose wiener is so big he had to carry it around in a wheelbarrow. And if I can, I'll try to put up the profile picture right now for a few seconds. Sorry about your eyeballs. You might want to bleach them after this, but you know, that went through moderation, right? But then when my friend tried to upload the exact same profile picture from the exact same source, he got it from the exact same source, then he gets banned. And it's like, then why was I allowed to do it? If he's not, like, that's literally not his fault. He thought he was allowed to do it because they let me do it. That's just fucking stupid. Like, what is this half and half bullshit? Like, either is it allowed or is it not? And it just seems like they don't care about actually moderating properly. That is, until you maybe take self-defense, then all of a sudden they get off of their fat, lazy ass and ban you, even if you did nothing wrong. And also, apparently you can get false banned for a group of people reporting you, even if you have clearly never interacted with them, which that's fucking stupid. And it's like, they literally don't even care if you receive death threats. But then, if you try to defend yourself, maybe like my friend did, if you watch the first video, you'll know what I'm talking about, and maybe you decide to do something like he does, you decide to DDoS the people sending the threats to you, all of a sudden, you're the one in trouble, and you're the one who's breaking the rules, and you alone. It's just, I'm tired of their bullshit, and lately they've just been being even more of a pussy than they used to be, and it's like, at least before they would respond on fucking Twitter, but now all of a sudden they just decide, oh, we're gonna stop responding to this guy on Twitter, and it's like, I've been false banned because of your stupid shit, and now you can't even help me, like, thanks. And they literally don't care about if you're getting death threats. And something needs to be done about this bullcrap now. And, also I saw someone say under one of Xbox's, Xbox News Club posts, and it basically said, if there are like 30 people in a group chat having fun, not minding about swearing or anything like that, they're having a good time making fun of each other, swearing, cursing, all that stuff, but then one person who's in there doesn't like it and reports them, then basically every one of them would get banned, because the way group chats work is that if someone gets banned because of a message in there, they go look through the whole group chat, and then they ban everybody who was a quote-unquote offender of the rules. And, at that point, who is really the offender in that situation? And I have to agree. Like, if you're, like, the one person who doesn't like what is being said in a group chat, then, just shut the fuck up and leave. Don't ruin the fun for other people just because, oh, my feely-weelings got hurt, ooh. Your feelings are gonna get hurt. Fucking deal with it. It's a part of life. Don't ruin everyone else's good time because you got offended over some stupid shit. Just leave, and if they keep adding you back, just tell them, I don't want to be added back to this chat. I don't like what's being said here, something like that. And if they keep adding you after that, just block the people who are adding you back. That's why the block button fucking exists. And, nothing's gonna get done about this moderation problem, unless people start actually complaining about these problems. And, like, it would greatly help out if you guys could leave a like on this video, because that basically, like, boosts how well this video does, and more people will see it, and maybe more people make videos on this, and, also share this video on social media, tell your friends, hell, even tag Microsoft themselves with a link to these last 3 videos I made about their moderation this week, because nothing's going to change if nobody's complaining, and this shit needs to change. Hey guys, I know I've been ranting about, Microsoft a lot recently, but their moderation and just behavior in general has been really fucking bad lately, and these past few moderation rants have been being made across the time span of around, I'd say about 7 days, and, even I am starting to get a little bit tired of being angry at micrococks and ranting about their stupid shit. And so this will probably be the last Microsoft moderation rant for a little while, unless they do something to fuck up again. Which, knowing the quality of their moderation, is likely to happen very soon, so don't expect that long of a break from these kinds of videos. Anyways, in this video, I'm just gonna be talking about why I'm so angry about this whole situation, their moderation, and everything like that. And so the first thing I want to do is, like, address one of the things my friend commented on the Microsoft video from around a week and a half ago that I uploaded. And basically, he said, dude, calm down, it was only a day, because, it was only a one-day ban. And while that may be true that it was only a day, there was some things that really made me snap because of the ban, and, under normal circumstances, I probably would have handled the ban a lot better, but I had been going, but around that time, I had been going through, like, a lot of stuff, and so one of the reasons the false ban really angered me was, well, I'm thinking this is pretty much obvious, but it was because of the fact that I literally did nothing wrong. I literally did not break any fucking rules, and then all of a sudden, whoop, I'm banned. And another thing is that my birthday had been around a week before the first ban, and it had seemed like around then, literally every day since then, that stuff was just going wrong. Like, literally every day, something, like, really bad was happening. And, like, whether it be, like, my mom almost passing out on my birthday, or Roblox refusing to refund me for a mistake that they made, something went wrong. And, something else is the fact that, not gonna lie, it was around that time, because of all of that stuff that kept happening, I had been starting to have, like, thoughts about how people hated me, I'm not liked, and stuff like that around that time, which I thought that I had stopped thinking about that stuff since, like, a year and a half ago, but apparently that stuff just made it come back, and I had kept feeling the same way, which gave me a lot of stress, and then the fact that they decided to false ban me when there are other people on Xbox constantly getting reported who are actually doing something fucking wrong, then not having anything done about them, it just sort of, like, reinforced that thought into my mind, and the final reason is, the fact that on top of all of that, I usually am, like, super stressed out, like, almost constantly every fucking day, and it's mostly because I'm getting angry about stuff. My mom always yells at me and blames me for stupid shit, and it feels like my mom's just always yelling at me, trying to find out ways to blame me for stuff, and so, basically, my mom is always blaming me for stuff, and then at some point, when you keep getting blamed for literally everything in life, and then you know for a fucking fact that you are innocent in a situation like the Xbox ban, you get much more pissed off than what you usually do, and what you usually be pissed off if none of that stuff was happening, because basically I just felt like you just start to feel like you're blamed for everything, and, all that stuff combined really just made me angry about everything, and then a month later they false banned me again, and that was stupid, and really the only way I have to escape all of the stress in my life is to, well, play on the Xbox and dot with my friends, but then, again, being falsely accused of something I didn't do, on top of the fact that the only way I had to escape all of my stress in life was just suddenly taken away at one of the worst fucking times in my recent life as punishment. It was just too much for me to fucking handle, like, what the fuck, Microsoft? I literally did nothing wrong. And, by the way, the first video that I made about a week and a half ago about my friend getting banned for saying the N-word, when I talked about me being banned, that was still the first ban I was ranting about. I had that video on my computer for almost 2 weeks before I uploaded it, and which I got false banned a second fucking time around a week after the video was made, which was really the factor that made me finally actually upload the video. However, then, about a day or two later, I found out my friend got false banned instead of the people who are actually doing something wrong, which, if you didn't remember for some reason, maybe you didn't see the other first two parts before this, they were sending him literal death threats, and basically he got banned because they reported him, even though he literally did nothing wrong. And basically, I decided to make these last 3 videos because at this point, their moderation is getting to Roblox levels of bad. And actually, no, hold on, scratch that, actually. In fact, I'm so bold as to say that it's actually worse than Roblox moderation. Because, you know, at least Roblox doesn't false ban you, they just simply don't do anything. And Microsoft, on the other hand, will do nothing unless you are innocent, in which case you are very prone to being banned for no reason. If you're actually guilty, well, who gives a shit? Keep on sending death threats to kids and swearing at 7-year-olds. Welcome to fucking Xbox, man. You know, it just amazes me that they literally have a system in place where if you say, fuck you to someone and they report you, you instantly get banned by a bot. However, if you literally say, I'm going to kill you to someone, they couldn't give less of a shit. Like, you could get reported and literally nothing would get done to you. You could say it all you fucking want. And it's just at this point, they need to get their fucking priorities straight. And, you know, I would just like to congratulate their Twitter support once again, because around literally 10 fucking days ago, I DM'd them, which if you're like a boomer, don't understand internet slang, that basically means direct message. Basically, I direct messaged them about me getting false banned again, which I specifically said was for a day. Well, they finally responded, yesterday, and they not only waited 10 fucking days to respond to me about my 1-day ban from 10 days ago, but then they just basically pull random shit out of their ass, and, you know, basically all they said was that they couldn't help me with my problem. So, thank you, Microcox, for being completely fucking useless in this whole bullshit. And, you know, not only do they ban people for no reason, not care about death threats, and basically just force you to pay to use your own fucking internet, but they don't even try to fix the problems that their just dog shit moderation team make. And I just want to know, where the fuck is all of this Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass money going to? Because it's obviously not going towards fixing moderation, that's for fucking sure. And, you know, even after earlier in the video explaining why I'm so mad about their moderation being, like, this bad, some of you might still think that I'm going a bit overboard, and maybe that's what you might think, but there's also another, even bigger reason as to why I get so angry about these false bans. And it's because these types of, like, companies and stuff, when you get banned from them, basically, most of them have, pretty much all of them, there might be, like, a few random ones that can't afford to use that kind of technology, but basically, most of them have a sort of way for moderators to, like, look at your profile and see how many times you've been banned, and, you know, they don't need to pay attention to the details of the ban, because it, you know, oh, we're Xbox moderation, we know every fucking thing, right? And so if they see you've been banned around 5 times in the last 3 months, whether it was false or not, they're gonna start to think, hey, this guy's not following the rules, so we should just permaban them so that we don't have to deal with them anymore. So, literally, you get false temporary banned 5 times in around 3 months, and then these fucking idiots, you know, they could come and permaban you if they look at your ban history before they issue another ban. And, you know, I'm still thinking about, you know, whether or not I still want to be on Xbox after all of this bullshit, because, like, one of the reasons you might think I should stay on Xbox is, oh, you probably spent a lot of money on games and stuff on there, so you should probably just keep playing on Xbox. And yeah, that does make sense. I have spent a pretty decent amount of my mom's my money, haha, I'm Chad, yes, I I totally am not too lazy to get a job, but just pushing that aside, anyways, it is true that I spent quite a bit of money on there. I'd say probably like, I don't know how much. Most of it is like Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass, and sometimes every once in a while I'll just actually buy a game. But if I get permabanned, my progress is fucking gone too. And so, even though I may have spent a lot of money on Xbox, what's the point of staying on there if I'm just gonna get banned permanently because of the fact that they've looked at my ban history and see I keep getting banned all this amount of time, and throughout this short of a time. And because I know it's coming eventually. These fucking idiots are gonna see all the bans on my ban history, or whatever the fuck they call it, and they're just gonna permanently ban me, and I won't have anything on Xbox anymore. It's eventually coming. But I just realized that I turned a video that was supposed to be like a short little 5-minute part 3 into a video that's probably longer than the other 2 parts, and I think I'm done ranting about micrococks for a while. Again, unless they do something fucking stupid again, which they'll probably do, knowing their stupid-ass moderation. If I'm being honest, I didn't expect this script to get to such a file size. Like, this is one of the longest notepad files I have made, and I think it actually places at, like, 2nd place for biggest notepad size at 7 kilobytes, and that's just for Part 3's script. I actually, wrote the entirety of Part 1's script in, like, a few hours, and I didn't bother saving it, so I don't know how long that one is, but yeah, I guess that's why I feel so exhausted about ranting about Microsoft, but at the same time, that just goes to show how much they fucked up in just the last few months, because literally only one of their fuck-ups that I mentioned was from around 2 years ago, and the others for the last few months. And, with that, I'd just like to say, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified when I upload. Again, this is going to be the final part to this series. We'll call this series, these 3 parts, Season 1, I guess. I don't know. Season 1, Episode 1, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah. Bye, guys. Alright, you guys, so before the video begins, I just want to say sorry if you hear, like a sound in the background. I just have my fan, almost directly next to me. It's, 1-2 feet away, so sorry if you hear that in the background, but basically, you guys, there should be a video out later on another one of Xbox's fuck-ups, but I just want to talk about something somebody responded to me with on Xbox's News Club yesterday, and, so I decided to go on to one of their News Club posts, and basically, I basically said, guys, search for Shogunyan999 on YouTube. I made a few videos exposing the moderation, telling people that, there's some problems with the moderation, and I made some videos on it. It would greatly help out if people would watch that and, people start talking about this stuff, because it needs to be talked about more. And basically, I decided to make a reference to one of those, important people joke accounts. I don't know what they're really called, but basically, they make an account, and then basically they set their username as something like Barack Obama, and then they go on to, a cultured anime site and say something like, I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message, and basically, I went on my main account and I said, I'm Shogunyan999 and I approve this message, because I had actually said that on my alt account, but, for reasons that I'm going to get into, a little bit later on in the video. And, I got on my Xbox this morning, and I see some people responded to me, so I'm gonna go and basically, like, make a response video to those responses. And, so the first guy, just quick and easy, basically the first guy said, OMG, that's Shogun's alt account. Yeah, it is. I'm not trying to hide that. In fact, I thought I made it pretty fucking obvious that it was my alt, since I literally said, like, 7 minutes after I made that comment, I'm Shogunyan999, and I approve this comment on my main account, which is literally called Shogunyan999. You know, it's pretty obvious. It's not like the second coming of Jesus. It's not some random dude just so happened to say that 7 minutes before I said that. Like, these people just think that they're exposing people. It's like, all you're doing is pointing out something that should have been obvious. And this next one is the one that really made me want to make this video. And basically, he basically tried to make a response saying, "Oh, you're using an alt account. You're doing this." The first thing he basically tried to criticize me on was for using an alt account to say that, which, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, just because I'm using an alt account, does that automatically make everything I'm saying false or not important? Like, that's not how it works. Like, it's just an alt account. I used an alt account because I know Xbox moderators are sensitive as fuck and can't handle a joke, let alone valid criticism. And, you know, I used an alt account to say that, so that way if I get false banned again, at least this time it will just be my alt and not my main again. Then he basically goes on to say that I was, like, begging for views or some bullshit like that. Like, that's not why I'm doing it. I couldn't care less. Like, I just want people to... I would like people to, like, look at those videos that I made on their moderation, but if they just watch even just one of them and then never look at my channel again, I couldn't care less about that. Like, I just would really like people to talk about these problems before it becomes something much bigger. You know, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I just don't understand how these people's brain works. Like, all of a sudden, if they see any form of criticism, whether it be valid or not, or constructive or not, they just go batshit insane and try to think of some way to defend whatever that person is talking about, even if it has, like, literally nothing to do with them. Like, do you fucking work at Xbox or something? Like, judging by the stupidity of the next thing he said, which I'm about to talk about now, he probably actually does. And so basically, the last thing he exposed me on is the fact that I didn't make the videos at all.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Yeah, I definitely didn't make those videos. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Those videos were quite literally in the last 4 fucking videos that I made. And again, judging by the fact that you refuse to do more than 2 seconds of work and or research, that just shows me that you either probably do work at Xbox, or you would make a great candidate for it. Like, literally 3 out of the last 4 videos I made are videos of me ranting about Xbox's moderation, at least at the time of recording. I'm thinking I'm gonna upload another Hat in Time before this video and the next Xbox video, because you guys have been... my subscribers who subscribed because of that content have been waiting a while, but... you know, next thing you know, they're just gonna say some shit like, oh, you're just some PlayStation fanboy trying to hate on Xbox, which, before that actually happens, I'm just gonna say this, no, I'm not. First of all, I don't mind what other people play. Second of all, I'm giving this criticism because I want Xbox to do better, not to hate on them. And third of fucking all, I have never had anything PlayStation. Nothing. Ever. So that argument doesn't even work against me either if anyone tries to, like, use it against me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, like, again, I want people to realize this shit is a problem before it affects them, because I already made that same mistake. Like, I kept seeing my friends getting false banned left, right, and center. I didn't think anything of it until it happened to me. Then all of a sudden I care. And again, I don't want people to not care until it's too late. I'm trying to get people to not make the same mistake that I did, you know? That's the whole point. That's the whole reason I'm making such a big deal out of this. And, you know, I'm thinking that he saw that you know, going back to how he said I didn't make the videos, I'm thinking that he saw that I made more than just Xbox rant videos, and so he just fucking assumed that, you know, just because I'm not, actually, no, fuck that, because it is literally right next to my most current upload. If you go to my channel right fucking now, you click on my channel, it's literally the school rant, and then the other two that it shows right next to it are literally parts 3 and 2, and you have to press one button to see part 1. And, you know, it's, can you just not press the other 2 fucking buttons to click on my channel before you try to expose me for promoting something I didn't do, because you're just not making any sense right now. Like, if you can't be bothered to press 2 fucking buttons, then what the fuck are you using an Xbox for? It is literally designed for you to have to press buttons, so I can only imagine how hard of a time you must have trying to actually play any games. And, you know, I just want to clarify something for those of you who did actually watch those videos, which, thank you for doing so if you actually did, but basically, I'm not angry at the fact that I got a death threat. I'm not angry about that. What makes me so angry about this situation is the fact that Xbox, first of all, they decided to false ban me and my friends multiple times. I got false banned twice within like a month's time span. But then when this guy sends a death threat, something that actually breaks the fucking rules, he gets away scot-free. That's the thing that makes me pissed off about this. This is just not okay, Xbox, because at the end of the day, if you're going to false ban innocent people, then you need to make damn well sure you're banning people who actually break the rules, too. You know, maybe then I wouldn't be so pissed off, but literally, there have been so many times where someone breaks the rules. I straight up reported that guy's death threat for over a month and nothing has happened to him. And I just looked, I just found out, apparently you can't actually report messages from over a month ago, so I can't even report him anymore for it. So he got away scot-free. You know, that's the part that really makes me angry about this situation. And, you know, anyways, you guys, I have another video that should be out later the same day you're seeing this. It's gonna be about Xbox's useless Twitter support this time, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, share this video with a friend, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of when I upload. Bye, guys. Alright, you guys, so, I just want to talk about how, Xbox is hiring people who, you know, literally can't read. Like, it feels like they're hiring a bunch of fucking 2-year-olds, and even then, that's giving them too much credit. So, this is gonna be a 2-for-1 video. First, I'm gonna rant about how they don't know how to fucking read, and second, I'm just gonna do, like, a quick rant about how they can't keep their fucking servers up and running, and also, you know, real quick after that, address some things that I said in the previous Xbox Moderation rants. And so, some context. The last few days, I'd been tweeting at Xbox's absolutely useless Twitter support, about some people who literally broke the rules and got away with it, to let them know just how bad their moderation is, with screenshots, too. And so yesterday, I sent them a screenshot of someone sending me a message saying, "I'm going to kill you," which you might remember me talking about that guy about a month ago. And, you know, with that screenshot, I told them this, word for word: me and my friends have been false banned within minutes of saying something, but this guy gets reported multiple times, and it's taking over a month to ban him. where's the consistency? Because, you know, that's a valid question. Where's the consistency? Why have we been false banned within minutes, but this guy doesn't get banned when he rightfully should? You know? And so from this, we can deduce that, 1, this guy's literally sending death threats. 2, I've been reporting him multiple times over the course of a month. And 3, remember number 2. Remember number 2 that I've been reporting him. You'll need to remember that for a few, like, 20 seconds later. But basically, and 3, that nothing has happened about it, despite the fact that me and my friends have gotten false banned for saying something within literal minutes of saying it multiple times. Guess what their response was? I'll give you a few seconds to think about that. Alright, so they typed out a fucking 4-hour lecture on how to report someone. Like, dumbass, I quite literally said in the tweet that I reported him multiple times. So can someone explain to me why they are teaching me how to report someone? Like, maybe they should be taking my current language arts class, because they clearly don't know how to read or speak. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch the school rant I put out about a week ago. It's one of the last videos I uploaded, but after that, I sent them a tweet explaining to them that I literally said that I reported them, and yet they try to teach me how to report someone. You know, I pointed that out to them, and then they just go back to their typical bullshit. Oh, we're so sorry, but we're a literal Twitter support account that can't contact anyone who deals with bans, blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up, Xbox. Like, at that point, what the fuck can you do? Why you even have a Twitter support at that point? Let me list off some of the things that they can't do. 1, they can't respond in a reasonable time. You guys remember that, I think it was in part 2, I mentioned that it took them 10 days to respond to me about a 1-day ban. I literally told them it was a 1-day ban, then 10 fucking days later, after it's long and gone, they come back and tell me, oh, here, you can click on this link. What the fuck, where the fuck were you a day ago, or 10 days ago? And this time, I have been direct messaging them for over 10 days this time, or at least I was, and they probably only finally responded because I directly tweeted at them, and ever since, like, a week ago now, they haven't responded anymore either, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Number 2, they can't help with bans, even though, you know, that's one of the number one, it's like the number one reason why someone would contact a Twitter support. And number 3, they literally haven't helped me with any of the problems that I have asked them about. Like, if I get false banned, here's a link which is completely useless because of the fact that our retard moderators marked your ban with no fucking appeal. Oh, someone scammed you? Here's a 4-hour lecture on how to report someone. You know, we just gotta make sure you know how to report someone. Oh, you quite literally said that you've been reporting someone multiple times over the course of a fucking month for sending you a death threat? And you even sent us a screenshot of it? Here's another 4-hour lecture on how to report someone, even though you literally said you've been reporting this guy. Like, I'm starting to think they're hiring a bunch of fucking 2-year-olds, like, for both their moderation and their Twitter support. Let me just say something real quick about their shitty servers. So, my friend told me that last night the servers were down, well, not last night, but I made this script, like, a little bit over a week ago, and I don't feel like trying to change it, so keep that in mind. But so my friend told me last night that the servers were down not once, but fucking twice. And he also said that he got the new Xbox, right? However, when he tried downloading all of his shit onto it, it kept saying installation stopped and wouldn't install anything, which has led him to have to factory reset his Xbox. And that was, like, a few hours ago at the time of making the script, which, it's been a week, I still haven't talked to him about that, but it's like, what the fuck is going on over at Xbox? You know, like, first their moderation goes to shit, and now they can't even keep their servers up and running, despite the fact that we literally have to pay a monthly subscription to use our own internet, as I like to call it. You know, what the fuck? And you may have heard me say, and I can't remember which episode, I think it might have been, like, I think it might have been part 1 and part 3 of that previous Xbox rants, that I was thinking of just switching to PlayStation. I decided I'm not going to do that, because apparently from what one of my friends said, they, like, apparently have much stricter chat rules. Like, if you say something like, fuck, then you get voice communication banned, and I don't feel like switching to an even bigger pussy of a console. But at this point, I've decided I'm just gonna switch to fucking computer, because I'm tired of Xbox's bullshit. Their quality has gone absolute shit in the last couple of months, and they don't seem to want to fix it. And I basically started to switch too, like, I only turned my Xbox on, like, 3 times, and that was just for, like, a few minutes in the past, I think, around 3 weeks. And, you know, the first time was for 5 minutes, just because my friend told me, just look up this club name on Xbox. It was like some ridiculous name. I wanted to see if it was actually real, which, yes, it is real. I'm not gonna say it, though. Like, my friend will probably say it if he sees this. And also, I turned it on 2 times a couple of days ago so that I could make a comment on one of their Xbox News Club posts, which I explained that in the previous video, but then after that, I just turned it right back off. Like, with all of the fucking toxicity, both from the community and the moderators themselves, getting false banned twice, getting fucking death threats sent to me, and then nothing happening when I report the person who sent it to me. At this point, I'm just fucking done. And it's like they have all this talk about how they're making the community safe for everyone, and their moderators are working hard, and, oh, we want to include everyone in the community. But then they false ban innocent people for no reason, and then proceed to not give a shit when people start sending literal death threats. So at this point, fuck Xbox. I'm fucking done. The only thing Xbox related that I've been using lately is Xbox Game Bar on my computer, and that's only so I can still talk with the friends I made on there. That's it. That's the only reason I use it. Like, you know, there's no reason for me to be on Xbox when they have this toxic of a community and such a retarded moderation and Twitter support team. I'm done. I'm fucking done. The only reason I'm gonna turn it on is because I haven't actually recorded all the Hat in Time gameplay. Like, everything, if you guys have been watching that, everything, I've recorded, like, all the episodes within around 3-week time span up until Act 2 of the Arctic Cruise, which, yes, I'm that far behind. It's taking me this long. Sorry about that, but also the only reason I'm even gonna keep my Xbox is because maybe I'll get nostalgic when I'm, like, in my 20s or 30s or something and want to go back to some of the games I used to play or something like that. But until then, I'm fucking refusing to turn it on for very long. Like, until they get their shit together, I'm leaving Xbox. You know, like, this is getting fucking ridiculous. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, turn on notification bells, be notified of when I upload, share this video on social media with your friends, family. Yeah, that's all I've got for today. Bye, guys. Oh, wait, before I go, I almost forgot. I decided I'm gonna start leaving, my Twitter down in the description, from now on. I haven't done that in, like, a year, because I figured, like, people didn't want to, like, you know, I kind of, like, always complain about stuff on there, but at this point, I'm basically doing the same on my YouTube channel, so, like, I figure there's not really much of a point at this point, you know? But, anyways, yeah, that's really all I've got now. Bye, guys. Hey, you guys, so I just wanted to sort of make a kind of finale video to the whole Xbox Moderation bullshit series that's been going on for, wow, I think like around 5 months now, before I end up uploading the compilation I talked about me uploading on Christmas. If you're watching said compilation when it comes out, because this will be included, then, hey, thanks for making it this far, but, anyways, also this will be the last Xbox rant that I make for a while. Hopefully, you know, unless Xbox does some sort of major fuck up again, which, again, hopefully they won't do that, but, you know, with their track record of things being done right to wrong, I wouldn't count on it being very long, but hopefully it's at least, like, half a year at least, you know, like, also, like I just mentioned, stay tuned, because for Christmas, I'm going to be uploading a sort of compilation of all the Xbox rants I made in the last few months this year, unless unless you're already watching this when it comes out. Also, in the last video, I asked you guys if I should continue with the 3DS background gameplay, or, you know, if I should go back to screen recording. However, I'm recording this before I actually upload that, so yeah, if people ended up voting for no, just keep screen recording, then that's why I'm using it again for this one. But anyway, starting the video finally, you would think in 5 whole months, Xbox would have changed, right? Well, not really. They sort of did, but at the same time, they sort of got worse, you know, like, I noticed, you know, I did notice a couple of months ago that they stopped giving me and my friends false bans all the fucking time, you know, but around that same time, I noticed a lot of other people started complaining about being false banned, too, you know, around the same time that they stopped bothering me and my friends, so apparently, this issue isn't fixed, it's just happening to small groups of people at a time, which is bullshit, you know, kinda smart, admittedly, but still bullshit, you know. I'm saying it's smart because, okay, conspiracy theory time, okay? Think about it. If only a small percentage of their user base knows about the issues, plural, there's more than one issue, many more, then it will take much longer for them to get caught by it, you know? So I think somebody in the moderation team is doing this shit in, like, a planned-out way. At least that's what I think, you know? This is a conspiracy theory, but, you know, how does this happen, you know? How does something like this happen? I don't know. Maybe I'm, like, reading into this too much, but I think there's some shit going down over there that should probably get looked into, but, you know, assuming any of them are human, at least, you know, after dealing with their support team this much, I refuse to believe anyone working at the moderation team is actually a human with a functioning brain. And, you know, don't even get me started on their Twitter support, you know? In the last 5 months, I have had so many issues to constantly bring up with them, and there haven't been any changes. And, you know, around 3 months ago, I had an issue that I tried bringing up with them. Guess how long it took for them to help me? You know, being 3 entire months and all. Well, this answer might shock you, or maybe not, depending on how well you know them. They still haven't. It's been 3 entire months, and this $600 billion company has yet to help me with an issue that they are causing. I brought the issue up with them at least 15 times, probably 20 by now. I stopped counting after a month and a half. You know, and each time, these absolutely incompetent morons DM me saying, "Oh, hello, are you having any issues that you require assistance in?" And then, you know, I proceed to tell them my issue. It takes them 2 weeks to respond, at least 2 weeks. And yeah, I said over 3 months. I brought it up to them like 20 times, and if you do the math, that doesn't really add up, but I said 20 times because I'm counting, the direct tweets I made to them, replies I made to their posts, and their DMs that we had. So, but anyways, after 2 fucking weeks, sometimes an entire month, and they haven't responded to me. I keep bringing it up to them, hoping they'll eventually respond to me about it. They don't, until, they finally do, of course. You want to know what their just amazing responses? Just guess. Okay, it's something like this. Hello, are you having any issues you require assistance with? What? Excuse. I'm just so shocked at how incompetent a company this rich can be, a company this well known, a company that used to have so much good in it is just acting like this. And my reaction each time is like, yeah, I do actually have an issue you could help me with. It's the same problem I've been telling you about for 3 entire months now. And I never actually said that. Each time until about 3 weeks ago, I just repeated my issue to them again, but that's basically what I was wanting to say in my mind. And then they, the funny thing is, they have the nerve, 3 weeks ago, when this happened, after, I think it was like, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, because I had been dealing with their shit, I think then, like 2.5 months, around that time, of dealing with their bullshit response times. They have the nerve to get a fucking attitude with me after I inform them that I do not want to waste my time retyping what I already told them multiple times. And the best part was, in that situation, I had literally, just minutes ago, literally like 3 minutes beforehand, just typed out what my issue was, in extreme detail. You could not miss that message. What happened was, a bot responded to me, right? And I just selected, like, other or something else, and it's like, oh, well, hold on. It specifically told me, please wait while I connect you to an actual person, or something like that. And it specifically said, please type out your issue while I find someone, and so I did just that. And then the person asks me what my issue is, and I told them, I literally just told you, just like I have been for 3 months, and they were like, and I could tell, they were getting an attitude with me when they responded. I forget what they responded with. I couldn't give 2 shits about going back to check, but I could tell, okay? I could tell they were getting an attitude. And yeah, so I ended up having to repeat it yet again, because they are too incompetent to simply look up or scroll up a web page. And then they still didn't finish helping me. They got further than, before all the other times, but that doesn't fucking matter when you don't actually finish the job. And something I find ironic is that, just a couple of days ago, as of recording this video, they made a tweet saying, oh, when the game is most intense, before you say something unpleasant, take a minute and think things through. Basically telling you, hey, don't say rude things to people. Like they literally have no room to talk about this. They have no room to talk, considering the fact that they literally false ban innocent people. And then they suddenly go on a trip to get the fucking milk when someone is actually doing something wrong, You can't false ban innocent people and then suddenly vanish from existence when someone's actually breaking the fucking rules. That's ass backwards. You can't do that shit. Well, actually they can, because they've been doing it for 5 entire months now. But still, that should not be happening. How these people got such an important job working at a $600 billion company, I don't know. Jesus Christ, McDonald's is stricter with who they hire, I bet. I'm willing to bet McDonald's is stricter with their hiring. I just have no words. I have no words to describe how how just pissed off and disappointed and it just shocked I am to see, a company like Xbox and Microsoft, fall down this big of a slope in quality so quickly. And then the fact that, nobody else wants to really acknowledge that these problems exist and are affecting many people, innocent people at that. I have nothing to really say. I don't know. This is a problem with the Xbox company and the people who work there, yes, but hear me out on this one. I feel like the community is also partially to blame here. Just partially, and obviously some random Joe isn't going to the fucking building and shoving their hand up Microsoft's ass and having them do all this, but, they're partially to blame, The only way, let me explain. The only way to get these issues fixed is to complain to them that we want them fixed, and, probably also to stop spending fucking money on them, If they see that people are complaining and stop spending money on their products, I guarantee you, they're a company, they only want money. They only care about money. That's the only thing they really need to care about. So if their profits suddenly drop, that's going to be bad for them, and they will want to fix whatever is wrong. They'll ask us. They will most likely come out and say, "Hey, we noticed a lot of people are angry at us or upset with us. What is the issues? So we can tell us your issues so we can look into them." And we tell them all the issues, we want hypocrites out of their spot at moderation, in fact, most Xbox players want no moderation at all, I totally agree with that, just let the players handle the conflicts themselves, don't get involved with someone else's argument, like if that was, like that, Xbox just should not have any moderation, everyone, I wasn't around back then, but I hear everyone talking about modern warfare lobbies and all that. We need to go back to that. If somebody doesn't like what someone else is saying, just block them, and boom, it doesn't. Boom, it's a much better way than reporting someone and getting them banned. It's much better. We also want an Xbox support account that, isn't run by fucking preschoolers that ride the short bus, And we want them to stop being so greedy and, to show that they actually give a shit about their fans. But with the way things are going, this isn't going to happen. There have been so many times where I would reply to an Xbox post talking about the many problems I've had with them in the last few months, and I would ask them, why hasn't this been fixed yet? It's been months. It's been months. Why has this not been fixed? And why can't they at least respond about these issues? And then a bunch of Xbox fans would start replying to my reply with these arguments and false assumptions that make no sense at all in an attempt to defend Xbox, and, without stopping to listen to my side. And even when their arguments made no sense, rarely would anyone ever agree with me, It kind of surprises me that nobody really gives a fuck about all these innocent people being banned for no reason, and, all of a sudden, guilty people are allowed to walk wherever the fuck they want, that's completely ass backwards, just get rid of moderation entirely. Like if you applied this same logic to a courtroom, say for example, some dude literally videotaped himself stabbing this guy to death, hand delivers the video to the judge, and then he still gets free even though he is guilty and it wasn't in self-defense, And then literally the next day, somebody comes in being convicted of stealing a fucking balloon like it's straight out of SpongeBob SquarePants, and the prosecutors, I think those are the ones, like suing the guy or trying to put him in jail. I don't fucking know. I don't know law, but basically they hand the judge a tape, right? And then they just start fucking rambling on and on about and tell them all about how they're lying and the tape is faked and the wind actually blew the balloon away, but the guy just didn't want to lose his job. But then the guy still gets thrown in jail as guilty for like 20 years for stealing a balloon or some shit like that. That's essentially the logic here. This is essentially the same thing going on here. You know, innocent people getting punished, while, you know, guilty people, they're free to do as they please, you know? And I bet the majority of these same people wouldn't be too accepting of that kind of shit, you know, actually going down. So why are those same people accepting of all of this going down, you know? It's not even just a matter of they got their account banned. So what? Because when you get your account banned, you lose access to all of your games library. You lose all your data, you don't have access to the games that were purchased with that account anymore. That's bullshit. Especially with how horrible the moderation is, you know? You can't just go around false banning people, again, innocent people who have done nothing wrong, and then turn right around and just stare at someone who actually did something wrong and go, oh yes, this is completely fine, you know? Like, I really think the Xbox community needs to stop being so blind towards obvious problems, you know? You can like something and admit its flaws at the same time. I don't think a lot of people really understand this. They think that in order to like something, they just cannot have anything to complain about it, you know? If they have to, if they do feel like they want to complain about something, they're like, I really like this, so I can't complain about it. I'll just push these feelings down, hide my complaints, you know? That's not how you shouldn't do that, you know? If you want something to get better, you complain about its flaws so that it can get better, you know? If it can get better, you know? And the last thing I want to bring up, a quick Google search shows that Xbox only has a 1% probability of going bankrupt, and yet Sony has a 75% chance, which actually went down, I think, since like a month or two ago when I saw someone mention this and I looked it up then. I think it was like 97% or something around there. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, if Xbox is this bad and only has a 1% chance of going bankrupt, then I can only imagine how bad Sony is at 75%, you know? And another thing I just realized, you know, this isn't in the script, so I might stutter a little more than I normally do. Or maybe a lot more, but you know, everyone's always talking about how, you know, competition in the gaming industry is good because it makes these companies not feel like they're up on a high horse and they can do whatever the fuck they want. But look what's happening. Look what's happening. Exactly that is happening with Xbox. Xbox is just like, oh, we can do whatever the fuck we want. We're Xbox, you know, and they have competition with PlayStation and, you know, Nintendo, you know. Can you imagine if Sony actually went bankrupt and had to shut down PlayStation? That would majorly lessen the competition, you know? And if there's not as much competition, I can just imagine how bad Xbox would get if they realize that they can do even more without getting, you know, without people complaining about it, you know? Because they're Xbox, there aren't any competitors. It's kind of like how YouTube does shit like remove the dislike button, you know? They'll remove the dislike count. They didn't remove the button, they just removed the count for some bullshit reason, you know? People complain about it, but realistically, who cares if they complain, you know? I mean, obviously we do, the community does, but YouTube doesn't need to care. There is no competitor for YouTube, so if the same thing was to happen to Xbox, I just imagine how bad something like that would be, but anyways, so I want to say in this video, again, on Christmas, I'm going to upload a special compilation of all the Xbox rants I made in the past few months. Stay tuned for that. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified of when I upload. Bye, guys. Oh, hey. Looks like you made it to the end of the video. To the people who actually make it this far, all three of you, I'd like to thank you for, giving me this much of your time. I'm really, really hoping that, I don't end up having to make any more of these videos about Xbox. It's getting really tiring having to repeat a lot of the same things. Again, if you are still confused about something that I said, please explain, please ask me in the comments, and I will do my best to try to explain. Again, I don't want to have to argue, we can settle things peacefully, try to explain things, yeah, this has been a pretty wild ride the last few months. A lot of shit went down behind the scenes that I never mentioned in these videos, and there was like 3 scripts that I scrapped during quote-unquote Season 1. And lastly, I would like to say that if you could leave a like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated, as it would help me a lot with my performance in the algorithm and help more people know about these issues so that they can finally be fixed. Anyways, again, I hope you enjoyed. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.